Myanmar off guard completely.
It caught us off guard.
Yeah, this Fanny pickup just completely throws off their current draft. But here comes the question. Is this a flying Fanny or is it a grounded Fanny? But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be the second game of Team Laos versus Myanmar. Whoever comes up on top is going to have a little bit more points. And currently, Team Myanmar is one game ahead against Team Laos. A little bit of the adaptations are coming in from Team Laos, and hopefully things are going to be for the better. However, now, as you can see, Lexi is going to be left uncontested, but you can see the aggressiveness of the Selena is going to push Myanmar back. And this is what I'm talking about as well. I love this early aggression.
Yeah, they change 180 degrees in terms of draft. And as of right now, how they play right now, the Fanny is going in, focusing on Jenny, and right now going to the orange buff. Laos is just like, you know what, we're going in, we just like, I don't know. I love this. I love this.
Yeah, there's absolutely nothing they can do against Fanny. Like, it's going to take a little bit more time. You can even see PS was forced to switch up his rotation so that the Fanny doesn't get invaded. So that's going to be an easy orange buff for it, but I don't know. It feels like Team Myanmar is going to have a little bit of a rough time.
And he has to be careful because Meno is actually winning that 1v1 for now. However, in the bottom side of the map, it looks like Clint is actually winning. So Biston, it looks like in this current matchup where a Clint going up against a Beatrice is going to lose in the early stages of the game, or it is against these two nations respectively. For now, in terms of the rotation, I want a little bit more aggressiveness coming in from Laos, but as of right now, I just feel like they're still testing the waters. They still want to see what can and cannot they do.
Oh, this is going to be tough, but here comes the stab as well. Gumi immediately drops down towards half health, needs to back off. He's so afraid that even though the Fanny is not there, he is going to be opting to recall, but looks like based on the meaning of himself, he is going to be choosing to stay now. With Fanny on the bottom of the map as well, he's slowly making his way, making an opportunity for sure. But up on screen, you can see the arrow doesn't seem to connect on Vino. Seems like there is going to be a wet noodle fight as of yet. Unless Black has something to say.
Yeah, he has nothing to say. It's just like, yeah, just do whatever you're going to do. And right now, it's easy for Lexi. Once he has his Blade of Heptases, it's gonna go down. It's gonna be very, very scary. And right now, Black going to the front, trying to actually push Laos away from this turtle.
Oh no,
is
Black.
this a good idea? First blood, and Black is gonna go down. And looking over here, the turtle is still there. They're still going for the fight. Minnow going in, trying to take out Laos, or actually trying to stall them out. Penny going in, missing a few cables, trying to get the kill. Takes a while, but still, Laos managing to get the second kill of this fight.
Yep, and that is going to be Team Laos going for the pressure as well. As you can see, the Fanny does have half energy. They're looking for the wall spams coming in. Laos be trying to set up for the team. Unfortunately, Team Myanmar is not going to overcome it, but at the same time, it's so unfortunate for Black. We saw the flicker coming from Black heading into his Team Laos direction. He was like a pixel away from hitting level 4.
Exactly.
And if he got the fatal links, that would have been an opening that Myanmar needed. Unlucky.
In that situation, he was a little bit too optimistic. He's like, I'm pretty sure.
It was one pixel away.
It was just one pixel away. And
oh my goodness.
It was almost a super, like a 3 million IQ play. Yep. But again, timing is super important.
Exactly.
Right now, Laos and Myanmar, this is a more explosive play compared to the games before. But right now, they're slowing down a little bit more again, and I want to see so how does he do with this Selena pick? As of right now, not doing too much, I guess.
I guess
in my opinion,
it's not stalemate, but looks like they will get an ambush coming in. Black will finally putting off the Selena who's been oppressing the way through. But Jenny, however, is going to go in for the fight against Jack. And I'm surprised Jack not opting to trade for the Eve. He is going to play the safety net and he is going to back off. So interesting enough, Team Myanmar, they will have a little bit of redemption points when it comes to building up economy. As you can see, they are going to be grouping up a little bit more, as we haven't seen too much of the Fanny yet from Too Easy for Lexi. But before that, let's take a look at the items real quick on how far they've progressed.
Yeah, right now looking at Fanny, he opted for a Hunter Strike, so yes, there's a lot of penetration there. I would still prefer the Blade of Heptases build just so that you can one-shot anyone. And speaking of which, right now he's trying to one-shot, and he one-shot Black. That's a tank. That was
Hey, hey, hey,
That
hey,
was
hey. You
fast.
know, do not judge a pro, man. But seems like the Hunter Strike did give him a little bit more very, very early value. And he is going to scale with the gold plating on top of it. Barely 5 minutes game, gets the full gold plating and also the tier 1 in the vicinity for Team Laos. Team Myanmar, they need to play this safe. They need to figure a way to deal with the Fanny as of yet. As you can see, Jasmine giving a lot of information, but seems like they are going to look for the invades. Agro also baits out for the team, but that's a little bit too aggressive, and he is going to give his life on towards the hands of the Derov.
Yeah, speaking of the Durov, I have not seen a lot of rotation coming in from him. That was a very nice ultimate coming in from Jack, but there was no one there that saw what he did, so
Yeah,
there was no
follow-up. It's just so unfortunate. Oh, that was just so unfortunate. But now, to visit that, he is going to try and buy a little bit more time, but the Derov doesn't really care about the sustains. He is going to able to chunk his way through. So it's all about the bursty potential, and slowly but surely, PS is starting to build up his economy. He's got 3-0-1, and eventually when he hits a little bit higher level 11, potentially, he is going to be able to one-shot almost anyone from side Team Laos.
Yeah, Laos, they have to respect that Dyrov can actually lower your armor. So even though, yeah, Grok, I saw Grok building towards a Blade of Despair, but it's still not gonna be enough. And right now, they engage onto Beno, but he was able to use his Purify, so he was able to escape with his life, but the turret can't say the same.
Yep, and the middle lane as well. Not exactly sure what Lexi was thinking, and he's gonna be picked off. Okay, so that's a big pickup coming from Myanmar, because as of yet, that is gonna put them in a very comfortable position. And PS, oh my goodness, drops the low, and Gumi goes in for the snipe and takes Distant out.
Yeah, right now it looks like Laos, they need to slow down and actually talk with each other. It's like, all right, guys, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do it well. So everyone go ABC formation, Zeta, Alpha, Beta. Because right now, they're a little bit all over the place, because just now, we can see that PS had a very easy time over there. And right now, looking at the side of Myanmar, there's 3 people there, and Laos just waiting and waiting when they can re-engage.
Agreed, but seems like the arrow connecting from side Team Laos, they are going to be able to punish on towards Atlas, and now here comes the Fanny, as too easy for Lexi is going to find another one. PS does have the damage on the Zero, but you can see too easy for Lexi is starting to feel the brunt of it, and he is going to be respecting PS a little bit more compared to before.
Yeah, you got to be careful, especially since that Darov has assassin emblem, so there is a lot of penetration there. So don't underestimate. He might actually have to make one armor item, like, even though Darov can shred it, but a little bit more. You know, you just need a little bit of sustainability there. And right now, Myanmar, they're looking for it. Can Black actually get anyone? And looks like no, that's not going to be the situation.
Well, Black now looking for the opportunity. He does have the Fatal Links as well. Cone still comes in. Black does count that out as well, but he is going to wall charge and go away. So great wall charge with this engage. However, like I said as well, no follow-up from Team Laos. But as you can see, the hesitancy coming from Team Laos just because they do lack a lot of CC to chain their way through. It's only the Grok for the follow-up. So there's nothing much you can do. And Team Laos, they can come on top if they manage to get an isolated fight. But guess what? Benmo getting a little bit aggressive. Real manipulation comes in, but the real world manipulation is going to be able to chip towards Biston as well, because now the rest of Laos is going to be coming in as well to try and fight this out. The Fanny completely shreds them away, but it's not going to be enough. They just don't have enough damage to change their way through, as Myanmar slowly coming up on top with this trade-off. Arrow doesn't seem to connect. Gumi is going to be alive, but this Grok is doing a lot of work. Gumi, last thing, it was the last health. He is going to be able to trade 1-for-1. Now, it's going to be a battle between the mage, but nope, not anymore. There's no longer a fair fight, but the sprint is going to keep him alive as he escapes out the vicinity of Lexi.
That was unfortunate. Lexi was there. He was like, you know what? I got you. There's nowhere for you to go. There's nowhere for you to run. But then at that very moment, the purple buff, the wall actually came up, so he cannot fly through. So it's unfortunate if you're from Laos. It's fortunate if you're from the side of Myanmar, but
you hate to see it, man.
You hate to see it. You really do. At that point, Lexi was like, come on, are you serious? Like, come on. but honestly, like, it was quite a messy team fight, in my personal opinion. Especially, like, I would have to say, Laos, with the tools that they have, they should really focus on getting the Beatrix as early as possible, because we can see in that team fight with 4 or 5 people there, the Beatrix was one of the later heroes that was focused on. So I kind of feel like they really need to start focusing on who they should prioritize instead of just spray and pray, you know? Like
Yeah.
really focus on Beatrix. Once Beatrix is not there, then it's really up to you what you want to do next.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's extremely difficult to actually go for this kind of plays. I agree that focusing on the Beatrix is important, but the difference between the compositions coming from Laos and Myanmar is that Myanmar, they have a lot of AoE CC control to actually stop this kind of plays, whereas from the side of Laos, they're looking for, like you said as well, individual pickoffs, individual fights. If they win that 1v1s, it's all good. And we've seen time and time again that Too Easy for Lexi is always looking for the opportunity to go in for this 1v1 fights. They force major out spells, and then as soon as Myanmar drops in, he goes in, comes in, tries to get a couple of kills, which initially works out. But like I said as well, the only threat for him is the Dirov matchup.
Yeah, Laos, the way that their composition works, the win condition that they have, if they could actually snowball, this would be a very one-sided game. It's very hard for you to actually come back from a situation where Kulin is like one item ahead. He's gonna burst anyone. It doesn't matter if you're a tank, if you're an EXP laner or any of the such. But seeing how Myanmar can actually delay this much, actually slow down the game, it looks like both of these nations, they're working with equal gold, equal EXP. So Laos is actually losing steam over here. They're losing the momentum. They're slowly losing their own win condition unless Myanmar themselves put themselves in a unfavorable situation where they lose a team fight or any of the such, and then Laos could just end the game very quickly. But as of right now, I would say Myanmar is ahead.
Yeah, I feel like it is true in terms of experience and decision naming as well. I feel like Myanmar, all they gotta do is just drag this long enough towards the stage of the game where most Fanny power spike do tentatively drop significantly compared to early stage of the game. Definitely the go-to strategy as well. Dirov is going to scale even harder too, regardless of what happened as well. So you can see there's a lot of stalling coming from Myanmar to make sure that the Dirov is starting to come online. So it makes a lot of sense what they're doing, right? Prolong. They are going to come online. Beatrix is going to completely outscale anyone. So I'm liking the decision making, but what I'm not liking is the execution.
Execution from Myanmar or Laos?
Myanmar.
Oh, interesting.
Just because of how the draft. They forced the draft and we did not expect. You know what? What's the one hero that can scale in late game? It was the Dirov. But at the same time, they had to sacrifice whatever strategy they had just to drag this out into the late game.
Okay. To be fair. Okay, give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna bring up my notes and let me just okay. Chapter 5-2. Yeah, it does say here that PS, he does use Dirov quite often, so this actually might be a situation where it is one of his pocket picks. It's just that this is over as long as you're on stage, so just don't get out of the stage.
Well, without further ado, we are finally back into the game. See? They're on stage. They're ready. Let's go.
Yeah, speaking of which, right now the Lord is up for contention, and right now Myanmar, they have the optimal position over here. Laos, they are looking to actually react. Black is looking for as many people that he can catch, and Black is taking a lot of damage. Fanny is off to the side, and right now looks like Myanmar, they choose not to engage because they feel they lost a lot of HP actually. They can't push this.
This is smart. You know, the whole point is just to stall and then outscale the Fanny eventually. Because if you think about it, Too Easy for Hexy is like level 13, and you know Dirov is only level 12. They can force a couple of fights, but you can see Team Laos, they're splitting off their forces to try going for a split push potential. But eventually, as the game goes by, they technically can't force the fight. But now Too Easy for Hexy going to the fight against Gumi, almost getting the kill, means there is going to be the reset coming in. However, on the bottom side here, they are going to force the fight, knowing that the Fanny is nowhere to be found. Myanmar looking for the fight. The Fatal Link comes in, and the Real Manipulation completely takes Bistan out of the equation. And this is exactly what Team Myanmar has been eyeing for.
Yeah, Myanmar, they just got a lot of mistakes coming in from the side of Laos, and right now they are engaging. PS is dealing a lot of damage. And look at that damage coming in from Gumi. Right now, Myanmar, they are doing a lot, but the Fanny is trying to get PS. PS, which just saved, and right now he's one. He's alone against the rest from the side of Myanmar. He has to use his ultimate to run away. But as of right now, Myanmar, they are controlling the map. Jack, there's really nowhere for you to go, and a mega kill is going over to the Eve. And right now, it looks like Uranus is gonna follow suit. He's trying to run away. He is able to. And right now, Alexi, he just got caught. He's trying to run away using the steel cables. He was able to, but that was a very, very, very dangerous situation. And he manages to get the Matrix out of nowhere.
Oh, that is huge coming from him. Just Forbidden as well, getting slowed down. But this is a Uranus with a lot of sustainability. But Team Myanmar, they can't seem to finish him off. And who can blame him? It seems like they are going to be focusing a lot, but the Fanny comes in. Oh no, misses the cable. He's 1 second away. And that is going to be him missing out on the action. However, he's not too happy about the situation. Lexi forced up all the cables, doesn't have the purple buff. PS takes advantage and goes in for the one punch. Goodbye, Fanny.
Yeah, and right now, again, for the side of Laos, they have to be careful because looking at the KDA right now, unfortunately, the Clint 0-3-0 hasn't been able to get any kills under his belt. Although, looking at the items, he can deal a lot of damage. He has the Blade of Despair, he has the Malefic Roar as well. So even if the enemy has armor, he can rip it, but looking at the situation, he can't even go in front because Black is always looking for him. And right now, Black, he has the flicker. So it's very dangerous just for you to go in front. It doesn't matter who you are, whether you're Soul, whether you're Biston. It's going to be a very, very tricky situation because you want to evade the Atlas, but at the same time, you do want to dish out the damage. So, you know, what are you going to do, really?
Yeah, I get it. You know, it's all about waiting for opportunities, but this is go time for Myanmar, and they are going to be able to isolate the fight, knowing Team Laos can't exactly stop all this aggression. The pretty much who can stop them is Jack. And this Graf cannot afford to lose. He needs to set up with the Fanny, but look at this in the minimap as well. It seems like the split push coming too easy for Lexi. It's going to force them to actually concede this inhibitor. They need the Fanny here and now, but Team Myanmar, they don't care. As long as the Fanny doesn't go super crazy, we're good. We group up as 5, we are good. Now, the wall block comes in, is going to actually help Team Myanmar.
Yeah, looks like what Lexi was trying to do. He secured the purple ball from Myanmar's side, and looking at the itemization right now, the Fanny has the Hunter Strike as well as Blade of Heptasy, so he could one-shot the Beatrix as well as the Eve, especially because they do not have any type of armor at all. But getting to them seems to be quite a difficult task, just because even if he managed to get there, there's a lot that he has to consider. Where PS is there, he's gonna deal a lot of damage. He has a lot of penetration right now. So either way, I feel like Lexi has to almost give up his life. Like, as long as he gets the Beatrix, if he can get Eve as well, that's great. It's like, all right, I sacrifice my own life and then just trust my team to finish up.
Yep, I definitely agree. PS as well going to be making work on towards his immortality to stay alive in the upcoming fights. Black now going to be having the Blade armor to deal with Biston later on. This is the exact same scenario we've seen in game number 1, but Myanmar, they are going to be looking to fight. War Charge has been expanded, means no CCs and crowd control from the side of Team Laos, as they are going to be fighting for now. Demon Hunter Sun up on Gumi means that the Uranus as well as the Graf is going to have a very, very difficult time if they do not have those Blade of Disperse up later on.
Yeah, right now, Laos... Actually, you know what? If they can manage a split push, just like Fanny just pushed the side lanes, it could actually work, just because from the side of Myanmar, they do seem like they wanted to go team fight, right? But if that does happen, the Fanny must be able to actually win a 1v1. Right now, we're looking at Myanmar. They are starting up the Lord. And look at Lexi. Lexi is going behind, trying to catch anyone off guard. But the thing is, right now, Minnow is there. And Black managing to get Jack, not exactly the target that he wants. Biston is at the back line. No one is touching him at all. And right now, looks like Myanmar and Laos, they're like, you know what? We're not going to follow suit. And Lexi, he has to look. Beatrix is there. Beatrix is trying to push. Is that the right move to do?
That is so smart. He's going to get a free inhibitor on top of it all. Yes, he is going to lose his life. However, he gets the pop. He did not lose the fight. Jack completely gets popped off just like that. And Team Myanmar played it to its finest, and beautiful stuff coming in from Team Myanmar. And on top of it all, Benno seems to be unkillable as of yet with this Esmeralda.
I'm sorry, I was half expecting for the Grot to just one-shot. And all of a sudden that happened, and Myanmar, they do not want to stop. Now Black going over, only managing to get Uranus, the only target that he doesn't want, but it looks like Myanmar, they're like, you know what, this is not a good situation. Let's retreat. We already have the Lord that's going for a 5v5, and now Lexi is there. Lexi trying to get a kill. It did not manage to get what he wants. Uranus has been pushed down, going back to the base, and he's not going to respawn in another 35 seconds.
Yep, you can see the Lord is going to be blocking now as well. As you can see, Team Laos, they're going to try and buy enough time for the Lost push, but it is going to be the Crystal push coming in. And Team Myanmar, they want to close up the game. They lose Black in the process, but it seems like Team Myanmar, they're going to go all in with the Crystal, and that is going to be game coming from Team Myanmar as they convincingly close out game number 2 despite the early oppression coming from Team Laos.
Yeah, right now, Myanmar managing to get a 2-0. Their points is the same as Philippines, and with that, Laos actually has the same